threat of women, oh, you're gonna grow old and die alone. No, we're not. That's not a threat. We have our friends. We have our sisters with us. Did you ever see The Golden Girls, my dude?
Oh my God.
That's not a cautionary tale. It's a goddamn victory lap.
Listen, don't make a scene, all right?
I want to talk to that fucking bitch.
Hey, be fucking nice. Don't fuck up in here.
You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is.
All y'all do the same shit, whether if you was some homeless shit trying to dig cigarettes out of a trash can or you live in the White House.
She's going to have issues for the rest of her life.
Emotionally daunting and hurtful when I just keep hitting a wall, you know.
The whole reason why I really didn't, pursue it because he was a good guy.
You gotta know when to say when, bitch. Our coochie cutter days are over. Forever 21 was a lie. Sit down. Stop playing with yourself.
Women have it hard. Okay, women have it hard. You have no idea what women go through every day. Okay.
Let them genuinely talk. You'll see real fast like, oh my God, this bitch is dumb as hell.
I've slept with over 200 men.
200 men?
I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up.
The reason why these men keep threatening you about being single and dying alone and you're a cat lady is because you being single is the greatest threat, especially to this modern day man. Don't fall for his nonsense talking about you gonna be a cat lady. Say thank you.
Men are inside of women's down their guys are literally into a girl's.
We'll return after these messages.
She wouldn't have to resort to online dating. If her personality was just so great and she was amazing.
She might not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I tell you that, brother. And they have mouths when it comes to them getting into disagreements and engagements with men. And they will verbally put some lashings on you, brother, because they don't respect men. I'm just giving it to you forefront, brother, so you know what you're going in.
I am so sick of men. I am so sick of y'all's ass.
The majority of these men are either, all, as far as I'm concerned, all of these men are either cheaters, will physically, emotionally, mentally hit you. They will disrespect you. They are on the DL, bisexual, gay, whatever.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy. And that's my problem.
They don't know how to make plans. They don't know how to be good communicators. They don't know what they want, and they act like children.
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women. I'm not a devil, and by no means am I a monster.
Oh Lord, I know it. If she says something intelligent, I'll give her credit for it. But I'm willing. There's gonna be some dumbass shit.
I'm going. I want my money right now.
Don't get your money. Don't worry.
The arrangement is over.
No kidding. No kidding!
I'm not just having sex with one, not two, but 3 different guys. That's right. I'm a player, but that's cool because I got it like that.
We're the leftovers, Kendra.
Who's the leftovers?
We're the leftovers, and I saw it. I read an article.
Who's the we? Who's the we?
They said that anybody above the age of 30 are leftovers.
Honey, I'm not leftover or nothing. I'm a specialty. So let me tell you something. I'm trying to be kind.
This concept of I could do better, bitch, at least 85% of men who approached women were really out of the woman's league. The only thing that kept the woman in a league was because she looked a little cute and she might suck a dick. That was it. At least 85% of men who have approached 100% of women were out of the woman's league, for real. Like on some real shit, not just, looking cute for that 5 minutes, but on some real, like on character levels, intellect levels, the man's out of her league.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
A lot of these men are sticking their eggplants down the throat of Billy's mouth.
You tell someone you're single and you look good, I'm riding around and I got a drop top for the summer, a truck for the winter, you know, the work truck out front, and folks is looking at the outside like, why is she single? Why does she have? There's nothing wrong with being single. I'm single, sexy, happy, living and enjoying life. And when the right one comes along, by the grace of God, I'll know it and we'll move ahead from there.
Okay. Did you know that 25% of women in the United States are getting treated for a mental illness? That means 75% of them are running around untreated.
Misogynist. As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But
most people just don't want to deal with them because on average, they just are not good, genuine people to be around. They're good to look at. They're good to work in brothels. They're good to, you know, try to take over a bar. They're good when they're handing you food as like they're a waitress or they're on a call center call or something like that. But anything other than that, we really don't want 85% of y'all around. Just leave. You know, like it's sad to say, but it's the reality on it.
Women will continue to only hook up with the top 10% of men because there is literally no reason for them to mess with anybody else.
The most handsome man I had ever seen in my life, and I decided that he needed to be mine.
So he drops her off and tells her it's not him, it's her.
I'm running through my veins. He's still in me.
He was gorgeous. He was 6'3".
Oh,
He's
gosh.
been an engineer at Apple for 11 years and 39. He was way out of my league. And he did not ask for my number at the end of it.
Will I ever stop crying over emotionally unavailable men? No. But will I at least stop trying to date them? Also, no.
How come every time you have sex with someone, they leave?
Whatever you want. I'll cook for you, wait on you, make love to you. I can make you happy, Josh. I can make you so happy. No.
Okay, because I'm the type of woman, I have money. I got my own money. I get my own bag. I don't got to deal with nobody's shit. So if you're treating me how I don't want to be treated, if you doing shit you ain't got no business doing in a relationship, we're done. And I don't got to stick around. A lot of women settle. I don't. I know my worth. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't want you to know your worth and what you deserve. I do.
If you keep saying, oh, she's too masculine, what it means is you too feminine. If I got more bars than you, that's really a diss to you, not a diss to me.
You don't offer nothing here of other than an orgasm. That's about all you offer me is an orgasm. That's it. Okay, everything else is going to be a constant headache, nightmare, walking on eggshells, whatever the fuck. Everything else is going to be that. There is no benefit that after the orgasm, there's not much benefit really to keep one woman around too long.
Whatever happens in the end, I will be a strong, powerful woman. It's your time, Stacey.
If she thinks it's anything less than the best, it's gonna happen.
I'm always right in the end.
She has no problem attracting men, but the problem is she can't keep a man around because once they realize who she really is, they can't fucking stand her.
And when she's a bitch, you let her know you're being a bitch. And if she get mad, look at the bitch being mad.
We have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard. And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay. A lot of men cannot.
This whole concept of women lowering their standard, bitch, you are the low standard. The fuck are you on about? I don't even lower my standards. You are the low.
I'm not desperate. I mean, I have plenty of people in my inbox. However, they are not.
Will always
I'm
be good enough to be the other
I
woman.
so
Yes.
don't mean this to bash her.
'Cause that's what your resume
I'm
is
just
built
talking
up
about
of.
like women in general when
You
they
have
hit
9
this shit
years
in
of
life.
resume of working at
Like
McDonald's.
it's
and thinking
the
that,
same
oh, I
shit
want to be good enough
every
to work at
fucking
McDonald's in the
time.
kitchen. Well, I mean,
For
you
that
probably go to
category
Burger
of
King and
woman.
work in
Either
that
they
kitchen,
end up
but
the
you gonna be
town
working in a low
or
end
they
kitchen.
end up the whole other
Some
extreme.
shit that's odd because they don't trust you
no
with cooking
man's
nothing.
ever
So we
good
gonna
enough.
already
Even if
cook it
this
and freeze
woman
it and bring it to
finds
you
the
because we don't
exact
trust you with
guy that she's looking for,
Just bitch, just go in there, heat this shit
better
up
than
and give it
her,
to
who's
somebody.
ambitious
because
and
we don't
has
trust you with
goals
cooking
and
it.
dreams
Just
and
heat it. Can you
aspirations.
just heat it up?
He's 6 foot tall,
And that's
six-pack
essentially sex for
abs.
them. Like, bitch, look, I don't trust you with a
12
relationship.
inch
I don't
dick.
trust you with anything that's serious. Look, just open a
former
fucking hole.
Olympian,
Can you
former
handle that?
astronaut, drives a Bugatti. Let's say she finds this exact man, what will woman do after that? She will become incredibly insecure and doubt why that great man is fucking with a 3-year-old woman who couldn't keep a man for the last 15 years. That's exactly what she's gonna do. And she's gonna destroy the relation. She'll find a way to destroy it because her self-esteem is so fucked up that she knows she can't keep him. That's exactly what she's gonna end up back out there, single as fuck. Hi, living my best life. Boss babe. She gonna end up back on the internet. That's where she's going, and you can't help them at this point. At this point, all you can do is hope she's either gonna be a town bicycle, and just have your turn with her and use her as a side bitch,
Yeah.
or or hope she just shuts the fuck up and ends up, with some dude that she really don't like, but she's just shutting the fuck up, and at least he's housing her type of shit, and just keep her out of the fucking pit. Just keep her over there somewhere. Just go work at a call center. Just get the fuck away from society because you ain't gonna do nothing but piss people off. All right.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Sorry about that. Sorry about the echo. My Streamlabs was freezing. I was trying to cut the other one off. But anyway, yeah. Please donate. The channel really doesn't make much money other than the few memberships I have. So all donations are appreciated. Help the movement move. Cash App, PayPal, pinned to the top of the chat as well as in the description. Or you could do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat. But the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box that go for Rumble and YouTube. Other than that, hit the like button. And I guess I'll talk about the title of the stream, which is the 4 levels of womanhood. Talked about this before, but I want to do another quick breakdown. So the first level of womanhood is basically just being completely selfish. Everything is about you. You're not caring about other people like that. You're not even pretending to care about people. It's just all about me. And it is. And I want to say this too. Some women know how to not show that that's what type of time they're on, but that's what type of time they're on. It's all about me, and I really don't give a fuck about nobody else unless it directly affect me. That's level 1. Kind of the main character syndrome. She's the main actress, and everybody else is a supporting character. That's level 1. A lot of women never leave that level for the rest of their lives. Everybody hit the like button. But let's go to level 2. Level 2 is when she has enough. I guess you can call it character or self-awareness, where she'll at least try to act like she give a fuck about somebody else and consider somebody else's feelings, or at least act like she considering somebody else's feelings. You know what I mean? That's about level 2. Now, level 3 is she genuinely cares about other people and their feelings and try to do something for somebody else for selfless reasons and stuff. But she's still pretty much operating on her own feelings and instincts. Which, but still, I'll give her full credit because, yeah, definitely, most women don't reach level 3. We're getting into the 10 to 20% range. And then we have the final level of womanhood. It's when a woman is considering and operating based off the bigger picture. She's gotten to a point where she can just say fuck her feelings and do what's right for the greater good. You know what I mean? Now we're talking about 1 to 5% of women. Oh, okay. An example of this is a woman who could just say, you know what, I'm going to submit to my husband. Fuck what I feel about it. I'm going to submit to my husband because it's what's best for me and it's what's best for our family, our kids. I'm just going to submit to him regardless of how I feel about it for the greater good. You know what I mean? And even when he wrong, I'm just going to shut the fuck up because he the leader of the house. Even though I'm pissed off, my insides are turning, but I'm going to shut the fuck up for the greater good. Fuck my feelings. Yeah, now that's only 1 to 5% of women, but that's the 4th level of womanhood. Now, we're gonna try to go over this episode of Tough Love. I couldn't find episode 1. But anyway, we're gonna try to go over it. If they cut me off or copyright me, I'll just come right back on. So be on the lookout for me coming back on if they cut me off for going over this. But yeah, everybody hit the like button, donate if you can. Let's get into it.
Bring around your friends, your family. Yeah, she's like a porn star. Yeah, she'd make me actually look bad in terms of me as a person. The makeup, the hair, the tan. You need to tone it down.
I have a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 15-month-old.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
That's not something you're going to tell somebody when you first meet them.
Telling me I'm going to be setting up with guys. And tonight, let's see if these girls take the bait. You going to miss a few minutes?
Sure.
Oh, here she goes. Oh, she picked up the phone. Oh, my God. Oh, she's going for a computer. Look at her, look at her. She's opening up photos. Oh, my God. How many of you have ever tried online dating? I want to see if you can make a profile that will attract a man's interest. Don't disclose it. You're hiding it.
I don't want the focus to be on my kids.
Don't you think that's kind of a part of you?
Yes, but I'm not putting out an online profile.
It wasn't meant to be a debate. You put down their looks. You put down their appearance. You put down the way that they dress. What do you offer that is so phenomenal that I'm going to want to deal with all of that?
This show was great, man. I swear this show was fucking great. Now, they sped it up so it wouldn't get copyrighted. I tried to slow it down a bit. Hopefully, it won't be too annoying. Y'all can let me know if it is, like the sound of his voice or the speed of it. And we could find something else to go over.
Ladies, will you please come join me? Lesson number 2 at my Tough Love boot camp is about perception versus reality. I've never had a group of girls so clueless about the way men see them.
Well, yeah, women are women are fucking clueless. Just they're clueless, just humans. And it's not to bash them, but it's cool. They were meant to follow our leads. I mean, they were meant to follow our leads. We were meant to game them up, give them wisdom, and not that all men have game and wisdom, but you're supposed to acquire it over the years. Let's see. I'm trying to think what's the biggest misconception women have about how men view them. Um, I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that they don't realize, or a lot of them don't realize, that men literally do just have 2 categories for women. And they just don't, a lot of them don't know what makes men put them in one of the categories or the other. I think a lot of women are just used to getting away with most things with most men, because most men, the bottom 80%, they got to just take what they can get. So a lot of women are just used to having it their way with those bottom 80% guys. So they get confused when they run into, they get confused when, top 20% guys are moving a little different. Um, Another thing is, I mean, it's kind of the same point. From 18 to 25, they could do no wrong. They could have did anything, bro. And men were still gonna be up their ass. And they think they can just be that forever, but no. When the wrinkles start coming in, motherfuckers start checking you, motherfuckers start questioning you, more than one question deep. Yeah, they don't know what to do with that. They never had to face that before. They've never been, because, like, okay, let's just say all the women on this show, they're not supermodels, but they're all attractive enough for the shit that I'm saying to apply to them. Nobody's ever told them no. No, they're used to no. They're used to men never really telling them no. So therefore, they're used to people not pushing them to grow because just being bitch who's not morbidly obese is enough for most people up until a certain point. But let's get into it.
Never had a group of girls so clueless about the way men see them. But today, that's gonna change. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Stephanie, I can tell you right now that this is the most adorable I've seen you.
Thank you.
So how do you feel about the way you look?
A little different. It's comfy. I can get used to it.
She looked way. She looked well. Y'all didn't know what she looked like before. Talk about 10,000 pounds of makeup. She looked way better with way less makeup.
So clueless about the way men see them. But today, that's gonna change. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Stephanie, I can tell you right now that this is the most adorable I've seen you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean she fucked up her lips, but even with that, like, which is sad because she's pretty. Like this shit is sick, man. Women's insecurity is sick. What they'll do to themselves when they didn't even need to. That's the crazy part. But anyway, I want to make another point real quick. Let me see if we can get a aerial shot. There we go. So, see, okay, let's say me and the bros walked into the room, right? Um, me and five of the bros walk in the room, and Steve isn't there. That's the host, and we just see, whatever. What is this? 15 hoes sitting on the couch. Okay, so many things I want to touch on. So, okay, if me and the bros would have walked in when we were 15, 16, we may have been a little nervous, like, oh shit, it's a bunch of bitches in here. They ain't looking too bad. We might have been a little nervous. Um, and that, I mean, that's natural. But women make it 10 times worse because, like, if you remember back in high school, or just not even high school, just dealing with women, period. Especially if they look halfway good, they're gonna be cunts 9 times out of 10. They're gonna go out of their way to embarrass you, laugh at you, um, make you feel like you're not good enough because they're shitty people. They're just not good people to be around, right? But okay, let's go. Let's go back. Me and the bros, we 16. We walk in. The only reason these women would have value to us as men is if they fucking. So the point that I'm trying to make is if the bros walked into this room, how do men look at it? Look at all this pussy in here. There sure is a lot of pussy on that couch. Because beside and some would say we're evil monsters for thinking that it's dehumanizing. And that is dehumanizing. I'll admit it. That is dehumanizing. But here's the other side of it. Other than just being a couch full of pussy, what else is really here? Now, some of these, it might be a chick or two here who's genuinely a likable person to be around. Well, the coolest one is the chick with the brown boots in the middle with the blue shirt. She's kind of awkward. She's here for being awkward. She's not really here for being a shitty human. More so. But if they're on tough love, and most of these women are going to be pieces of shit. Even more so than the average woman. But back to my original point. The whole is dehumanizing for the bros to walk in and just see a couch full of pussy. Besides the pussy, or besides, okay, let's stick to the point. Besides the pussy, these are a bunch of headaches and burdens sitting on the couch. That's another way to look at it. If we ain't going, I mean, I guess that could be seen as dehumanizing too. But if we ain't gonna look at it as just a bunch of pussy sitting on the couch, it's a bunch of expensive burdens and headaches sitting on the couch. So I say that to say this. The bros walking in this room and seeing them sit there. Um, let's do it like this. Me and the 16-year-old bros walk in, and at those ages, we actually cared about getting these women's validation. I mean, we wanted to fuck them too, but we really cared about what these bitches thought about us. For some, I mean, because we young and dumb, we didn't know any better. We was young, dumb, and naive. Young, dumb, full of cum, and naive. So we would have actually went into this room and actually cared if these bitches liked us, if they thought we was tall enough, if they thought we had good personality, we would have cared. You know what I mean? But then, okay, me and the 40 plus bros walk in this room, and it's a whole different, it's a whole different mentality. A whole different mentality. Because by that point, we didn't see him behind the curtain. We saw the wizard was just a bitchy cunt. And at 40 plus, let me go back to the 16-year-old bros before I go to that. The 16-year-old bros would have wanted to fuck, but they would have cared what they thought and wanted to get validated. And the 16-year-old bros, even if they really wasn't looking to settle down at that time we walked in the room, on a subconscious level, besides wanting to fuck, we would subconsciously be looking for our wives in here too. We would get to know them. We would subconsciously be looking for love too, other than just getting some pussy tonight. Okay. Now, when the 40-year-old bros walk in and see all this pussy sitting on the couch, the thought may be, "Oh God, do I want to hear these bitches talk? I don't think I do." Like 40 plus men's motivation to sit down and try to chop it up with them and see if they like it. That shit just left our body at that point. We over it. We over it. So we might sit down and chop it up with them for a minute, but if they ain't talking about fucking within the first few minutes, it's like, all right, I gotta go. And that's a perfect segue to what I was saying earlier about um things that women just don't get about men. Because they never had to give a fuck about men. You see what I'm saying? They were always the ones getting chased down, and they're used to sitting on their throne, you know, just impress me, motherfucker. They used to that dynamic, right? Which I get. But once they start getting 28, 32, blue 32, 40, yeah, men's mentality change. So a lot of women, when they get, let's just say 28 and up, they don't get how much men are just fucking over them and their shit. They genuinely don't get it. They think, well, my butt look good in these jeans, so niggas should be on it when I go to the club tonight. And to some extent, yeah, to fuck your cheeks, your fluffy cheeks, but they're not on it to be in a relationship with you at that point. So that's what women don't understand about men at a certain age. But anyway, let's continue. Oh, let me say this real quick. I know I talk too much, but look, see, they don't understand the transition from being the chase to being the chaser. Once they start getting 28, 32, 34, 35, now they're the ones that have to chase men because they're not desirable anymore. You know what I mean? When they was 18 to 23, motherfuckers, even top tier dudes that jump through hoops just to get a whiff of their pussy or just to get a little conversation. Once they start aging, it flip and they don't know how to handle it. What's up with all these boys? They want you to chase them. Yeah, exactly. Because you're not the desirable one anymore.
Good morning. Stephanie, I can tell you right now that this is the most adorable I've seen you.
Thank you.
So how do you feel about the way you look?
A little different. It's comfy. I can get used to it. Definitely don't have the confidence I need, but the more I wear it, I can definitely pull it off.
Try it out for a while.
Got it.
Now, how many of you have ever tried online dating? Almost every one of you.
I've never even looked. Online dating has never been.
Okay, now let's. She said she never even looked. Now that was a flex. Yeah, you bitches had to go online. It was a flex. Like shit, I get niggas, girls. I mean, I might be here because I got some stuff I need to work on, but I pull niggas. That's basic. So it was a little bit of a flex. Now, oh, you could tell this was not recently. That dark ass, the fucking black ass eyes. I mean, she's cute. She's the man eater. Let's see what she say.
It's never been something I needed to do since I meet so many people in prison. I've never even just put it in my search engine.
So whether you've tried online dating or not, today is about making an online profile. I want you to post photos that you brought with you and take new photos for the site. I want to see if you can make a profile that will attract a man's interest.
It's not something I'm proud of, but online dating is definitely a big part of my life.
And see, y'all know what I say. What up, Divine Photos? Um, there's no reason for any of these women to have to be on online dating. Online dating is the garbage can of women. By the time a woman has to go on a dating app and seriously look for a mate, oh my god, she's heavily dropped the ball. She has majorly dropped the ball for years, usually a decade. I mean, even if she's 25 and got to go on a date now since 15, she's been dropping the ball over and over and over again. Something is seriously wrong with the bitch. It's a fair assumption, unless she fat, and then you can be like, okay, she fat, so maybe she couldn't pull nothing. So you can pull a good fat bitch on a dating app who's actually a good person. You know, she might be kind of cute, but just got overlooked because she was fat. That makes sense. That might be worth taking serious. But a halfway decent, like fit five on there, oh nah, nah.
I've done this so many times.
I want to see how the ladies present themselves on a dating profile, because guys online will make up their mind about you before they ever see you in person.
Did match. Okay, Cupid. Cheated. Yeah. How would you guys describe me?
Organic.
Natural. Enjoy a healthy lifestyle.
Enjoy a chlorophyll cocktail.
Sitting outside, filling out the questionnaire. We're having a field day with this.
I mean, okay, y'all having a field day with it. Okay. So filling out the dating app profile, they got to figure out how can we not come across like ourselves. Because see, oh my god, I got to make that new AD meme. I got to make that fucking new AD meme. And he's basically saying, "Why do you keep losing on the date market? Because you being you. Stop being you, and maybe something can progress." So yeah, filling out a dating app is how to bullshit these men into thinking I'm not a fucking burdensome train wreck that ain't gonna be worth it.
Describe yourself. What do you think?
I think you're quick-witted.
I think I'm like a smart ass.
Like a...
You are. I skip down to how important is someone's looks, and I put not too important unless having children together.
Oh my god.
Is that not, or should I not do that?
Yeah, you should not do that. I don't need to put like for my worst qualities. I don't think about consequences. I think I'm like...
I don't think about consequences. Y'all thought about putting that? Oh my gosh. See, oh my gosh.
Too sensitive sometimes. Some of them you kind of had to think about, like, because I could definitely tell you my worst trait, but it's gonna run some guy off.
You want to be honest.
I want to be honest.
You want to listen to
Then I also don't want to like scare somebody away.
Right.
Stephanie's clearly aware of what not to put on her profile. Remember, your audience is single men, so you've got to put yourself in the mind of the guy who's going to read it.
Who are your personal heroes?
My mom and Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand? Come on, Donna. I know you were born in the 70s, but you don't have to answer the question like a 70-year-old.
Who are your personal heroes? I wish I could say my mother. Shalina and I had a hard time with the assignment. It was really tough. Describe your family. I don't have enough room on this page to describe my family. He was staring back at me in print like, oh, it sounds really up.
Now let's go back to her. Like, okay. I don't know how. I mean, she looks like she's in her 40s. I'm not making fun of her looking old. You know, we're all gonna look old, but it's just like you're supposed to be a wife already. It's okay to look old if you're a wife, but it's not okay to look old on the dating market because it just don't go together. I mean, it's okay. I'm not talking about you as a child of God, but you know what I mean. Trying to sell yourself on the dating market looking old don't mix. But anyway, the point I wanted to make here is just the makeup makes her look older. They just they just don't get it.
By my family. He was staring back at me in print like, oh, it sounds really up. This sucks. It's like depressing.
Elizabeth has been off and on with her family for years, and now I'm beginning to see how it's affecting her love life.
What's your longest relationship? Not available. Not existed. It makes me look like I have commitment issues, which I do. How long was your last relationship? I've never been in one, so I can't answer that.
Never been in one. I think this came out in 2011. So these never been in a relationship bitches were existing in 2011 too. That's like one of the worst things you could find out about a woman you just start talking to. And she over shit 25 and saying she never been in a relationship. So you just been out here fucking? That's the first thing that come to a man mind.
I'm 25. I've never had a boyfriend, but I have a baby.
I'm glad Shalene is being upfront about it.
That's diabolical. I've never been in a relationship, but I got a baby. What the hell is that tattoo on her arm? That shit look like a fucking tooth, a walking tooth. Like what the fuck is that? Somebody played the fuck out of her. Some tattoo artist played the fuck out of her. I hope she sucked a dick to get that tattoo and didn't pay for it.
Past. But when something may appear to be a red flag, it's important that you frame it in a positive light.
My ideal date is to go to a nice restaurant, have good wine, great conversation, and then always sex in the end. I'm like not happy if I don't have the end of a date. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to end a date with sex.
Oh, this is our type of girl. I mean, it's not gonna get her married or get her a boyfriend, but at least she admitting to being a complete slut. Who wants?
That was an easy question to answer.
Rule number 37. Don't be too easy. Men who are willing to wait for your affection are the ones you want to keep around.
Oh, turn offs. He doesn't take pride in his health. He smokes, he does drugs, he's mean, and he yells. Bad hygiene. I cannot take bad hygiene. If your balls are smelly, I'm not going there. Biting nails is disgusting. When I look at a guy's hands, I think, okay, those are gonna go on my boobs. How do they look?
I hate to tell you.
I guess that's a fair ick. um, bad hygiene. I guess men are bad about that. I guess. Um, Here's the thing. I mean, I could be a bit of a slob sometime, but if I'm going to see a bitch, yeah, I'm gonna cut and clean my nails. I'm gonna make sure I smell fresh. I'm gonna make sure the balls is fresh. I mean, that should just be common sense, but it's not. See, a lot of the men that women reject, I don't blame the women for rejecting them because the motherfucker just put absolutely no effort into anything whatsoever. His looks, his job, his hair, his hygiene, nothing. And then that motherfucker be on YouTube talking about, I can't get a girlfriend. Like, you ain't supposed to get one, motherfucker.
Biting nails is disgusting. When I look at a guy's hands, I think, okay, those are gonna go on my boobs. How do they look?
I hate to tell you, Donna, but with a list of turnoffs that long, I think you're going to be safe.
Oh my god, you look adorable.
Oh my gosh. And they serious too. I don't think See, what's the first thing that came to her mind when she was told to take pictures for a dating app? Present myself like a hot piece of fuck meat. That was the first bright idea that popped up in her head, everybody.
where all women will default to is, if they can use it, is just being, whatever is deemed sexually desirable at that time. As long as she can fulfill that, she doesn't care about anything else. A good piece of fuck meat. A good piece of fuck meat. All women want to be that. All of them. Every single woman wants to be that, and if she says she doesn't, she's fucking lying, because she knows she's not that, and she knows she'll probably never make it to that physical level. But every woman wants to be the best piece of fuck meat that she can be. If you spent your whole life focused on your bubble butt, and you've put literally exactly 0.009 hours into actually talking to a man and getting to know a man and building a genuine relationship, where in your right mind do you think that you qualify for a genuine, decent relationship with a man for any other reason than being 99.9991% fuck meat and 0.00009% actual personality? And how far do you think that'll get you?
What up, Persian Warrior? What up, Persian Warrior? We live on Rumble. I think we live on Rumble. I don't know. It's not working. There we go. All right. Anybody watching on Kick? Follow me on Kick if you haven't followed me on Kick. All right. So yeah, her first bright idea was to show her ass. Which, I mean, I'd swipe on her if I was looking to get my rocks off on a particular night. Whatever. Let's continue.
Hope you enjoyed our little exercise. I actually haven't even looked at what you wrote yet, but I'm going to take a look now with some help, and then I'll come back and
Okay, what would y'all rate her? Let's rate these two. Redhead. Hold on.
I grab from my love lab. They're going to give a little exercise. I actually haven't even looked at what you wrote yet.
What would we rate her in looks? I would date her. I mean, she's not a knockout or anything, but I don't find her hideous. I'd date her if she had a nice personality. She was sweet. Um, this is what I want to say. A lot of these women, or just women in general, they have certain walls up. Um, they have certain walls up, and unfortunately, a lot of these women, they're only willing to let their walls down for the worst men on the planet. If they were willing to, let their guard down and their defenses down for an actual decent dude, they'd be married. But anyway, what are we rating her on a scale from 1 to 10? X says she's a 5. Okay. I mean, I would say, yeah, like a 5. She's fine. She's not fat. She's a 5. I'd date her if she was nice and a halfway decent human being.
But I'm going to take a look now with some help.
Now, what do we think she is? I mean, red hair is diabolical, but what are we rating her? I'll give her above average. I'll give her a 6. What do y'all think?
And then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. I'll have help in the form of 3 guys I grabbed from my love lab. They're going to give me their take on our boot campers' online profiles.
Oh, great. Here we go. Right.
You represent men in general. I need you guys to be objective and to speak on behalf of every man out there. What do you notice about a woman based upon the profile? Let's begin. This is Danielle.
The booty.
Love them.
You know.
Based upon the profile. Let's begin. This is.
So already, before we, so if we pulled up the dating app and it's Danielle, okay, 27. Let's read her. Well, let me start here. 27 alone is already like it's already like, what the hell are you doing here? You've been on the dating market for a decade. What's going wrong? What's so okay, let's see what she said. She said determined, strong, goal oriented, and passionate. Okay, determined, masculine shit. Strong, masculine shit. Goal oriented, masculine shit. Passionate, you could make an argument that it's masculine shit, but you could kind of flip that to being some kind of feminine. You can kind of maybe men would picture it as she passionate in the bedroom, but it really means she's a bitch. She's passionate in the argument. So none of what she wrote makes a man think, gotta introduce this to grandma.
Danielle.
The booty.
Love them.
You know?
Yeah. Is that what you think? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to.
Danielle wanted just like a very simple picture.
I think she's cute. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, she cute. I mean, she might be a 7. I like her. I think she's cute. I definitely fuck with her just based off the look. I mean, the red hair would have to go. But actually, yeah, she definitely above average black woman for sure.
Danielle wanted just like a very simple picture. So Donna has suggested, why don't you sit on the lounge chair? Oh my God, you lay on the chair and just kind of like chill, look cute. And I'm like, cool. Didn't think nothing else about it. Like, okay, whatever.
Was that female sabotage? Yeah, lay on the chair, black girl, and show your booty so they can think you're a typical black hoe. And see, was that secret female sabotage that they do? Yeah, show your big black ass. So they'll like that. That covert female sabotage.
Lounge chair. Oh my God, you lay on the chair and just kind of like chill, look cute. And I'm like, cool. Didn't think nothing else about it. Like, okay, whatever. Donna! This is fun, Donna. But when the 3 gentlemen reviewed the profile picture, they right away thought that she was sticking out her badunkadunk.
What would you assume she's looking for? In that position, I can't stay on top of it. Yes. Really?
I'm like, whoa, what did she want to just get? Oh, Lord.
Coming up on Tough Love New Orleans.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Nice pause screen, everybody.
Oh, what did she want to just get? Oh, Lord.
Okay, let's the oh Lord. Don't play coy with me. The oh Lord, because I get it. Being a sex object can get annoying after a while. It does. At some point, these women, even though their primary goal is to be a hot piece of fuck meat, at some point they do want to be acknowledged or respected for something other than just being a fuck meat. But I just, how can I put it? There's nothing to be annoyed about. You did it. You took the picture. Don't act. I mean, I just don't like when they try to act clueless. I got a picture with my ass poking out on the chair. I ain't think nothing of it. Of course you did. You looked at that picture 20,000 times. Okay, my butt do look nice from that angle. You knew exactly what the fuck you were doing. Don't roll your eyes when men bring attention to it.
Coming up on Tough Love New Orleans. Never been in a relationship? Something's wrong with him, man. This is a dumpster fire. Yeah. Do you raise them? Yes, they love me. Do you see them?
They love me.
Okay, so don't you think that's kind of a part of you? And later...
I'm sitting there like, get me the out of this apartment. God, I can't take it anymore. What just happened?
Hold the on now. Now you didn't went too far.
There that ghetto girl go. See how you see how quick lust turned to disgust? I was feeling the black chick. I thought she was cute. But then when they start talking too long, everything goes to shit. When you start hearing how they and when they start saying hold the fuck on, and you're like, oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
Shut the fuck up and sit there and be bitch and just wait to get cocks thrown at you. That's your because the more you gonna keep talking, the more motherfuckers be like, oh my god. The more again, I can't stress this enough. I can't stress this enough. After she had to, in some way, keep talking that motherfuckers lost interest in anything about her, what does that tell you? What I've been telling you all along. The more they talk, the more you learn about, like, oh my God, if you just shut the fuck up and just be bitch with a jiggly ass, I'll pay you attention.
Okay, so don't you think that's kind of a part of you? And later...
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, get me the out of this apartment. God, I can't take it anymore. What just happened?
Hold the on now. Now you didn't went too far.
What would you assume she's looking for? In that position, I can't say on television. Right. Really?
They're like, whoa, what did she want to just get? I'm like, did you really get that out of that?
Just based on the photo alone. Yeah. Haven't even gotten to the first question yet. Right. And you hate to say that sometimes, but it's just that's what it looks like. All right, let's see if she can redeem herself with more photos. That one at the bottom right? It's a lot better. So the photo of her by the pool in the same chair as the primary photo is a totally different representation because it's not the butt up and out there. Just based on the direction of the knees. Exactly. All right, this is Shalana. All right, what'd you suppose that?
I like her. She got dimples and everything. She's nice. Yeah. She has a son. Nothing wrong with that.
I want to let people
Now let's now let's let's hear what he just said as a black man, because we black men are conditioned to believe that that's just what we gotta accept. A single mother. Let's go back. Yeah, she got a kid. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Everything is wrong with it. See, that's that blue pill shit, man. It's sickening when you go red pill. I don't got nothing against the brother, but it's just sickening from the other side. Like, what you mean ain't nothing wrong with it? You ain't wondering, like, well, why that ain't work out? Y'all started a family. That ain't the first thought.
The bottom right? It's a lot better. So the photo of her by the pool in the same chair as the primary photo is a totally different representation because it's not the butt up and out there. Just based on the direction of the knees. Exactly. All right, this is Shalana. All right, what'd you suppose?
Yeah, now that's a good picture because it gives like femininity and softness and cuteness. So yeah, men are that's a picture that's gonna be popular with the fellas. Now, I mean, now that I'm red pilled, I know how to read between the lines. So she says, enjoy having fun and going out with, I would imagine she says her friends. And then the second part says something like, looking for someone that's fun. And I get it, she's 25. But see, back in the day, 25 wasn't that young. Like back in the day, 25, you had 2 kids and like, you know what I mean, a house and a mortgage. Um, but it's a bit of a red flag because I can read between the lines and say, oh, she want dopamine hits 24/7, fun, 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 fun. It ain't about that. It's time to grow up. You got a whole kid you responsible for now. I ain't say you could never have fun, but that ain't the primary no more.
I like her. She got dimples and everything. She's nice. She has a son. Nothing wrong with that.
I want to let people know that I have a kid. I'm proud of being a parent.
All right, how about the question about her last relationship? I've never been in a relationship.
Hold on. Oh, she turned me all the way off now.
Because?
You have a son and you've never been in a relationship? Something's...
Don't roll your eyes. It makes total sense, baby. I mean, what you had a kid with a probably a situationship or what? Was it a one night stand? Don't roll your eyes. They hate consequences of their own actions. They hate that. I hope that ain't a Playboy bunny on her fucking wrist.
Relationship.
Hold on. Oh, she turned me all the way off now.
Because?
You have a son and you've never been in a relationship?
Yeah, that's the face that men make when they hear that. Look at his face, everybody.
Something's wrong with her, man. Lights on.
These girls have got to be more conscious of the red flags they're throwing out there. I mean, it's good that Shalena's honest, but the truth still needs to be presented in a positive light. Elizabeth Ann, what jumps out at you?
Oh, 32. Yeah. It's just, yeah. Anyway, so describe yourself fun loving, very persuasive, and shy. Eh. I mean, fun loving, men want to hear that. Very persuasive. It's another way to say I'm kind of a bitch. I gotta have it my way. I'm gonna convince you of doing it my way. So very persuasive and shy usually don't go together, but okay. What are your best qualities? Trustworthy and loyal. Yeah. What women say she isn't.
How about that description of her family?
How long was your last relationship? 5 years. That's a good. So let's see, 5 years. So, well, we don't know when our last relationship was, but that's a positive that you was able to stay in a relationship for 5 years. Yeah, by 30, a woman should have at least a 5 year relationship, or just I wouldn't fuck with her. I mean, you could get, I ain't gonna say don't fuck with her, but it's a huge red flag, is what I'll say. She 30 and ain't never had a 5 year relationship. She had 15 years to figure out a 5 year relationship. By 30, because I mean, think, okay, from 15 to 25, you had 10 years to make mistakes, flings or whatever. You had 10 years to get it right, to pull a 5 year relationship at least out of that. If you ain't do that, yeah, probably not relationship material. Describe your family: controlling, unfair, quick to judge. That don't sound like a family I want to meet.
Controlling and unfair. She can't bring a man around her family.
The biggest red flag was a question about my family.
If I hear anything bad about a family, that's an automatic red flag for me. So you're telling me that just based on that right there, you can already tell she probably doesn't bring people around the family?
No, she don't bring nobody around her.
What are you thinking about this girl?
This is a dumpster fire. Yes. This is... I'm already shut down. I'll move to the next one. Yeah. Right.
All right. Elizabeth's baggage is front and center on her profile. She has to find a way to talk about family without making it an obvious red flag. Let's go to the Despina.
Her primary photo is a little far away.
Looks like a beautiful girl, but I mean, from 50 yards away. Describe yourself. Hard worker, loner, happy, old school. Describe your ideal date. Nice restaurant, good.
Let's read this shit. All right. So Despina is a crazy name, but we ain't gonna dismiss off a name. Describe your ideal mate. Love donuts. That's silly, but okay. Not set in ways. Hardworking. What are you gonna try to change me? Hardworking, fun, organized, who enjoys date night, no temper, understanding, old school, never says no. Wait, never says no. Sky's the limit. That's weird. I'm gonna say no, bitch. That's part of structure and discipline that I'm bringing to the table as a man. Ideal date, nice restaurant, good wine and food, great conversation. Always something, always, hold on.
Good wine and food, great conversation, always sex in the end.
Always sex in the end. Yeah, you gotta be, see, to even say that, you got something seriously wrong with you. To say that on your fucking dating profile.
I'd be at dinner thinking about sex. That's all you think about. Like,
That's all you're gonna be thinking
When's
about.
gonna happen? Sex happen. It's gonna happen.
It seems like she's got a lot of intimacy issues.
The three gentlemen didn't really quite take the sexting so well. I mean, they did. I know they did secretly, but they can pretend like they didn't.
From the photograph alone, how distant it was, and then she emphasizes that she's a loner, but now she's very sexual as well. It really seems telling that she's just got a serious intimacy issue.
I'm thinking exactly how they're thinking when they take a woman out to dinner that they want to her, and the fact that I'm on the same level, they didn't like.
So you're thinking she's emotionally distant, likes it that way.
Yes.
Only wants a physical connection.
Yeah, that's it.
All just on that
That's what this is
profile.
screaming.
I'm truly amazed at how dead on these guys are with their impressions. Good or bad, the girls' profiles are speaking volumes. All right, this is Tiffany. Not a lot here. Would you like to know more about her?
Absolutely. Give me something to work with. Sell yourself.
Shut up.
She left a couple of...
See, she can't even. She already telling you to shut up. Okay, describe your family: funny, crazy, loving, caring, protective. That would run a man off. What do you consider your greatest achievement? Going to college and completing. Okay, I guess. What are your long-term career goals? Expanding my business to big cities, masculine shit. Biggest accomplishment: college and completing, or going to college and completing when you got a kid. I'm not saying a kid is an accomplishment, you just got nutted in, but I don't know. It's just masculine shit. What are your long-term relationship goals? To be happy. Y'all know how big of a red flag that is. Even though that would be the most standard answer women would give. But you know what I tell y'all? Before you even make it official with a woman, what up, Lauren? Queen of the stream in the house. Lauren Krause in the house, queen of the stream. But I would tell y'all to have a conversation with a woman before you even make it official that, like, look, if your goal in this relationship is to be happy all the time, I don't even want to do this. This happiness is fleeting. It come and go. It's gonna come and go throughout the years. So I don't have to worry about you leaving because one year you wasn't happy.
Tiffany. Not a lot here. Would you like to know more about her?
Absolutely. Give me something to work with. Sell yourself.
Shut up.
She left a couple of questions, blank or pretty incomplete. How does that make you feel in general?
What does that matter?
It just shows that she's not altogether serious. She's not looking for a relationship.
Tiffany obviously just did the bare minimum on this exercise, once again failing to even mention her 3 kids. But hey, a week ago, I didn't know they existed either.
You. I think I wrote enough to, like, get my...
I mean, yeah, that says everything we need to know. She should be disqualified at shoulder tat. And yeah, you already know what it is. She's stereotypical, disrespectful, foul mouth black woman. Nothing shocking here. Very combative, very rude, ready to fight a whole nigga. Pretty standard.
Again, failing to even mention her 3 kids. But hey, a week ago, I didn't know they existed either.
You. I think I wrote enough to, like, get my point across about how I am and what I was looking for, and I think that should be enough.
This is
Shout out to Lauren Krause, queen of the stream in the house. Donated $10. Everybody shout out Lauren. I was probably gonna get off here soon, but since Lauren donated $10, we're staying on for 2 hours for sure. And this is for you, Lauren.
Say they get money, but I can't tell, ho.
You can fuck with me if you wanted to. 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing.
Hey, bitch, I'm a problem. Nobody solving. You can keep hating, I'm popping regardless. Bro, can see this since first grade. I been that bitch. You got a girl, but it's cool. I ain't gonna say her shit.
You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money.
You ain't no fuck with no boss, bitch. I turned you out. When a real one hold you down, babe, you supposed to drink.
Stone sets, I got my own baguettes.
Jealousy, let it go. Results could be tragic.
I push the beat, not the backseat girl. I push the beat, not the backseat girl.
If it was RB's world, women's sexual partners would be tracked, and we would allow women to be whores, maybe. Well, ideally, we wouldn't allow women to be whores in the ideal society. But let's just say we lived in RB's world, and I was going to let these whores be whores. But it would be a stipulation. If you want to go pass pussy around, you're not allowed to only give pussy to Chads. So for every 2 Chads she fucked, she would have to give some sympathy pussy to a regular old square nice guy. That'd be the rule. So Stephanie, 28. So she's old. She's an old woman. That's how I used to look at it back in the day. 28 is old as fuck to still be on a dating market. You were supposed to be married by 23. Anyway, she kind of cute. I mean, way too much makeup. You could tell that just from the pic, but she's kind of cute. The first thing I would think is, what size of forehead is she covering with that big ass bang? But we'll give her a pass. Describe yourself: fun, outgoing, adventurous, successful, ambitious, sweet, caring, and unique. All right, that's cool. All right, that's passable. What are your best qualities? Caring, sweet, honest, loyal. Well, that's good, man. We want a sweet, caring woman. What are your worst qualities? That would be for you to decide. Cute way to not answer. How long was your last relationship? 3 months. That damn near ain't a relationship at all, but okay.
Stephanie. She looks pretty plastic. It's the blonde hair, it's the makeup, it just really jumps out at her.
That one scares me. It's too much makeup. Almost like she had plastic.
She looks like a very beautiful girl. I mean, if you tone it down.
Let's go on to more photos. The one on the bottom right, she looks like she's casually, comfortably dressed.
Right.
I like that one the best. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
She's more like a real female.
Yeah.
So you like the idea of there being more of the mystery behind all
This
that.
girl, you like if she, dressed up and looked at, things like that.
You guys, listen, excellent work. Thank you so much for your help. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. That was interesting.
Totally. I think they want us to open up more than we're supposed to open up online. There's like that fine line, and we don't, it's like either you have too much or you don't do enough.
Very few people here put too much information. Men actually want more information. They don't want rhetoric. They're looking for, what are you into? What are you not into? Give me some clue here so I can see whether or not we're compatible with one another. Putting a profile out there on a website is no different than putting a for sale sign out in front of your home. It's not just you going out there and shopping for men. Danielle, the photo that you took, with the one photo of you lying in the chair, right, gave the man one thought, and then the other photo of you lying just flipped over. Sent a completely different message.
They made it seem like I was like sitting somewhere with my ass in the air, like look at my ass. I wasn't. I just laid to the side.
I understand that. You're surprised, aren't you? All they saw was entry points.
Facts. Let's just go back real quick. I just gotta. I don't. Am I being perverted? If we go back, somebody type 1106 in the chat. 1106 in the chat. I think she was the first. Hold up. Let's see.
This is Danielle.
Entry points. I think it said all they saw was entry points. That was a good one, Steve. That was a good one.
Was entry points. Okay? That's what they saw. I'm just trying to convey to you how one picture can send one message, and then nearly an identical picture could send a completely opposite message. It's just about being mindful of the pictures that you choose. Despina put up a primary photo of her from pretty far away. Beautiful photo, but what did they determine? You're a distant person, that you try not to let people get too close to you emotionally. That's just based on your photo. They know nothing about you. Shalina, on the other hand, mentions in one breath that she's a single mom, but then in the next breath, I've never had a relationship. Whoa. Immediately, men are just rushing to judgment. Is he there? Is he not there? Are you alone? And a man's imagination runs wild. Tiffany, you didn't talk about the fact that you have 3 kids.
Why would I put that on an online
Because if a
profile?
guy is going to think if you don't disclose it, you're hiding it.
The worst was Tiffany. She just kind of was like, whatever. You.
No, that comes up if there's contact.
If I were a guy and I saw your profile and you didn't mention that you had kids, maybe we'd feel a little, kind of misled into meeting you.
I don't want the focus to be on my kids. It should be on me.
But you're the part and parcel, not unless you gave them up.
If you're not gonna tell someone you have kids, are you ashamed of your kids?
Do you raise them?
Yes, they live with
How often
me.
do you see them?
They live with me every day.
So don't you think that's kind of a part of you?
Yes, but I'm not putting on an online profile.
It wasn't meant to be a debate. Coming up on on Tough Love New Orleans. Tomorrow, I'm gonna send you to their place. All right, well, let's see if these girls take the bait. Give me just a few minutes. Sure. I don't think they'll be able to resist the urge to snoop. Well, here she goes. Oh, she picked up his phone. Oh, my God. Oh, she's going like a kid.
I don't know. That part kind of seemed fake. I mean, no, bitches will snoop, but I mean, he just went to the bathroom. I mean, I don't know. That part kind of seemed fake.
Open up photos.
I didn't have bitches steal shit out my house and some more shit. I mean, they're just like I always say, and like AD always said, they're just not good people to be around.
Oh my God, I noticed there's a lipstick mark. For all I know, the girl who drank out of that has oral herpes.
If I were a guy and I saw your profile and you didn't mention it, you had kids, maybe we'd feel misled.
Yes, but I'm not putting that on an online profile.
It wasn't meant to be a debate. I am almost at the end of my rope with Tiffany. It's infuriating, but I can't let her derail this lesson. Everyone else here is obviously trying to learn and benefit from this. You just want to make sure that when you're creating an online profile, it's important to keep it optimistic and don't connect all the dots for the men. All right, let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to send you to their place. You had them here, now you're going to go there. On a casual date, let's just see how we can make the most of this.
All right, we might keep watching that another day or whatever. I'm just getting tired of it. Let's see.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to Too Much.
This is a situation that happened.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to Too Much. I am recording at night right now. This is not something I typically do. I'm pretty much like a middle of the day kind of a gal when I.
So already this is bullshit. This is clearly an older woman. I would say 40s, like 40s, on a podcast couch with a bunch of moon rings and spiritual shit. With a podcast called Too Much, we already can determine this isn't wife material. Just at this age with butt cheeks on podcast seats, it's just it's just not wife material. Before we even really hear what she got to say.
record. So drinking a Celsius at 6:15 p.m. Please pray for me that I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Also, not sponsored by Celsius, but if you know a guy, let me know. Love my energy drinks. Anyways, I don't really have too much of a catch up today. I haven't been doing anything but working recently. I haven't even really been dating or going on dates, I'll say, because
I mean, yeah, you should just. I ain't gonna say give up. I mean, ma'am, just let me just let her talk. Fucking.
I'm open. I will. Just no one's asking me on any dates.
Because and this isn't even a diss. It's because you're old, ma'am. You're old. Men don't want to take old women out on dates. Women just I think they get that they age out, but they never really truly think about it. Like when they're young, they're not thinking about it. That's the last thing on the planet they're thinking about. Um, they try to limit time around older women so they don't got to be reminded that they'll look like that one day. They just aren't thinking about it. It goes back to what I said earlier when we was going over that show about how when men get 40 plus, we don't look at relationships the same. We don't look at women the same. We've already been there, done that, and realized that it kind of ain't worth it. It's just not. And men get tired of failing on dates. Men realize that going on a date is a scam because they're fucking the guys that they want to fuck with no date ever. The success rate of getting pussy after a date or after taking a woman on a few dates gotta be in the 0 point somethings. And the men eventually catch on and say, fuck taking a bitch on a date, especially some old bitter bitch who's probably trying to speed rush a family at 40.
The thing that finds your value as a woman.
Yeah.
Who wants you?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And I won't subscribe to it. I don't. My life is wonderful.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
rolling. Okay,
This is not, doesn't even make sense.
And it does. And I experience loneliness and all of it. And I want a partner. And I might not find one. Well, I don't know. You know. And I'm not going to make that mean something about me.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
I didn't realize how much I had spent years waiting to be chosen. And I started to realize, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm the chooser.
I might just stay single. I don't know if I'm gonna get married. I'm happy being alone. I think I'm done. I can't see me. I ain't putting up with all this.
A 22-year-old woman perfectly fits that role of a man just getting down on one knee in front of everybody. You know, he doesn't care if he's embarrassed or all. See, a 22-year-old woman gets that. A 42-year-old woman doesn't get that, unless it's from a fool, right? Because there's no future with a 40-year-old woman. The 40-year-old woman is already living in her future, right? A 22-year-old woman. See, 22-year-old women become princesses, proper princesses, but 22-year-old women properly marry kings, properly marry powerful people. These are roles for young women. Older women, it doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. No matter how much makeup she tries to put on to hide it, it doesn't. So again, what women are usually upset about is because they know that they will never deserve that again from a righteous dude. See, at 42, a man would have to be a little slow to get on one knee in front of a whole bunch of people to propose to this woman, and he's got some money in his account somewhere, right? He had to be kind of dumb. He had to be kind of slow to do that, right? You got a whole lot of women out there thinking that they're going to be the next Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle has a lot of women fucked up. Because Meghan Markle was an old bitch that fucked around and married a prince, right? Meghan Markle has a lot of old bitches confused. Like, that's the norm. Whew.
Definitely a decline in interest, like DM wise, because I use my mouth, because I am on platforms, because I tell the truth.
You talk
a lot
too
of
much.
men want to steer clear of that.
Yes. That's because you're genuinely not desirable as a human. That's why.
There's not a lot of people that are like, hey, I'm interested, by the way.
Yeah.
And you would think like guys are horny, at least they want to fuck, right?
Wrong.
No, it's like, it's really Sahara Desert in this bitch. Like, in my prom, I used to wake up to like, a bunch of good morning texts. It's like, now, it's just me.
I'm choosing that life. It's not them. Just kidding. No one's asking me on dates. Anyways, moving on. I don't really have any life updates, but I feel I will soon. So, TBD. More to come. To be continued, I guess. But we are still in the Midtown studio for, you don't know where I am. We're still in the other studio, the new studio. I have not really found a darker one yet for myself, and I don't think I will. I just got a comment when I was walking into this building.
Who's bankrolling this shit? Who's bankrolling this bullshit podcast? Only got 10,000 subscribers, and I ain't hating. I got 10,000 subscribers, but I don't got a studio this nice. I mean, who's bankrolling this shit? Seriously, her rich parents or something? A lot of people hate on like trust fund babies and shit, but I don't. You got born with a lottery ticket. I ain't gonna hate on you for that. I'd bask in it too if it was me. I don't hate on the rich or the people who was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Hey, they couldn't help it. Anyway, let's continue.
Of someone being like, I prefer your old studio. And I'm like, motherfucker, so would I. But this is what we're dealing with. And I got to roll with the punches. But at the very least, I have become more comfortable with this studio. But anyways, I digress. This is what we're dealing with until I have the funds to build my own goddamn studio. So, like, follow, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your cousins, whatever, whoever, tell your coworkers, just everyone. Blast it. I'm done. I'm done here. Anyways,
great personality. Just mind blowing personality. They got to stop selling podcast equipment. You know, they just got to stop it.
What we're going to talk about today. Okay, so apparently recording at night is hard for me. What we're going to talk about today is something I feel very passionate about, and I feel a lot of you will as well. And it's kind of like a controversial topic. It's something.
I mean, I want to hear what you got to say. I mean, we're definitely not going to make it to 41 minutes. Let's speed this fucking show up. Because it's just like pulling teeth to just get a bitch to talk and say what her fucking point is. They don't realize how unlikable they've always been. We definitely got to check that out at some point. How I run my matriarchal household as a married woman. Get the fuck. AKA, I'm married to a pussy ass bitch.
I am a happily.
Anyway, let's speed this show up.
Thing that a lot of people like to debate over. And ironically, as I was walking into the building, I was smacked with the exact feeling and fact of the rabbit hole I'm about to go down. Because apparently there is a bridal salon in this building. Wedding dresses, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck it's called because I've never entered that phase of my life. But I saw some.
Which is pathetic because you're clearly 40. And you had every opportunity to enter that phase in your life, but you think you're better than what you are. And looks only get you so far. Bars. Looks only get you so far. It'll get you into bed. It'll get sperm on your face, but it won't get you a meaningful relationship. And being a shallow cunt attracts shallow cunt men. And a lot of times it don't work out. But you had every opportunity to be married. I like your watch though. That's something.
Some girl walking out with a wedding dress, and then 4 other girls loading into the elevator with me to go try on wedding dresses on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. And ironically, today we are talking about the fact that so many of us women are staying single for much longer. And I don't want to put an age on it. I'm not going to put a decade on it or anything like that. And, you know, this is all mainly my own opinion and also some statistics from the internet, but it's up for debate. It's a generalization. I know this whole episode is going to piss all the men off. But anyways, this is what we're talking about today. So let's go down the fucking rabbit hole and I'll shut up about.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've been pissing men off your whole fucking life by just existing around them. Yeah. Yeah. How much more damage can you do? You're already deeply undesirable. So fuck it. Just go for it. And having a potty mouth isn't helping your cause either. Here, let's get a word from our sponsor.
She's a woman, so she has the easiest thing to sell on earth, which is pussy. But at the same time, no man wants to actually sit down with this pussy for too long. So what does that tell you? She's unbearable for one reason or another. Because again, if she's so great, then where are all these great men to come and be in a relationship? It should be no problem to find to get in the circles, to go out and meet people and talk. And next thing you go into meetings and art exhibits and shit like that, and meeting these well-to-do men who are great and have passports and can live. You have the easiest thing to sell on earth, which is being a woman. Again, you will have a harder time finding drinkable water in a grocery store than selling pussy anywhere. And you're gonna get way more than what it's actually worth. All right, because you're a woman. So your dating life is essentially on easy fucking mode. But at the same time, men who are better don't come fuck with you. Or if they do, they're not staying around because you still single and you got anything to bring to the table. Because you kick back out to the fucking curb like the fucking street trash. Hope Instagram's fun. They just know how to phrase it to where they'll have you second guessing and questioning yourself. Like, well, I don't know if I'm good enough for her. She is pretty.
It's up for debate. It's a generalization. I know this whole episode is going to piss all the men off. But anyways, this is what we're talking about today. So let's go down the fucking rabbit hole and I'll shut up about all this other random shit. Anyways, let's go. So the other night, I was out to dinner with some of my girlfriends, and one of them was talking about this conversation that she had with her mom. And essentially, her mom said to her, "Are you happy with the decisions you've made?" Implying, do you regret the decisions that you have made throughout your life up until now to the point where you're single still? So naturally, this sparked and fueled a hour-long conversation amongst us because the three of us are all in our 30s and we're all single, and none of us are even dating anyone.
She got to be 39. That's a rough 30s anything. I thought she was 44, but that's what partying, probably smoking cigarettes, staying up to 3 in the morning, getting loads dumped on your face. That's what it'll do to you, especially as a white woman. Respectfully, I just do you know how easy it is to keep most men around? Even if you kind of a cool person, and even if he don't want to fully commit, he'll still keep you around. But I guess that's where the "I didn't settle" thing come in. Let's just let her talk.
I look around at my friends and most women I know, and they have careers. They have apartments that they pay for. They constantly are going on trips. They have hobbies. They have friends. They eat at the best restaurants. They have entire fucking lives that are completely self funded. And yet there is this bizarre cultural narrative going on that if you are 32 and single, something must have gone wrong. And most of my friends are.
Something did go wrong. You old as fuck for dating at 32. That's 17 years of failure, everybody. That's ridiculous as a woman. You got the easiest thing to sell on earth, pussy. What up, Sheila? I was just thinking about you earlier. Look, I can't articulate how easy it is for a woman to just get a guy and make it work. You don't even gotta do shit. Just pick a guy that kinda like your back, fuck him, and don't be too much of a bitch, and you got a lifelong relationship. So if you couldn't do that, yes, something went wrong and you're fucking pathetic. Everybody's totally within their right and reasonable to think that. After 17 years of failure, selling the easiest thing you could sell on the planet, which is pussy and shut the fuck up. Yes, something is 100% wrong with you if you couldn't sell that in 17 years on the market with niggas begging to get it.
Fucking lives that are completely self funded. And yet there is this bizarre cultural narrative going on that if you are 32 and single, something must have gone wrong. And most of my friends are single. I am single. But the problem we're having is not that we cannot find anyone to date. The problem is finding someone whose presence would make our already good life better.
We don't believe you. We don't believe you. See, here we fucking go, man. Like, I don't even know where to start. Let me play this meme while I think of what I want to say.
And that's when you know that, you're settling. So I guess I just gave you those signs.
Hey, you know what? All those men she dated didn't settle for her. Did you think about that? All those men that she dated, they didn't settle for her. But she ain't settling for less. Did you catch that shit? Did the female ego at least calm down a bit for her to see that side of it? Those men didn't come and settle for her. Because if she was so great, they would have dealt with her. They would have took her on. Whereas Christian from 50 Shades of Grey, if she's so fucking great, he would came around trying to marry the bitch, hey, have kids with her if she's so fucking great. And don't even try to say like you mad or nothing. Just be kind about it, right? And I bet she don't get mad at you because that's reality, and that reality hurts.
Listen, I was thinking about this earlier too. The highest honor a woman could give you is her giving you her body, giving you her pussy. See, so the whole thing about I'm celibate until marriage now, even though I got fucked 50 times before I met you, that's not the highest honor. You don't think she really liked some of the guys she gave her body to since she was 15? Of course she did. Of course she did. She wanted to be with probably most of those guys. But they didn't pick her. She picked them, but they didn't pick her. So you did settle. You've been settling your whole life this whole time on your dating resume. You've been settling for letting men who don't like you use your body. I don't know why they don't consider that settling. Let's just let her talk. Okay, a man got to come in and make my life better than what it already is. It's just stupid. It's just cope. You don't have a romantic life. It's not a man's job to make your career better. It's not a man's job to make your section of your life when you hang out with your friends better. That don't even make sense. You don't have a romantic life to make better. There's nothing there. So you see how it don't make sense. I'm staying single because if you can't make my life better and happier than it already is, then I'm cool on it. You don't have a romantic life to even be happy with. Never, you know what, let's just continue.
I am single. But the problem we're having is not that we cannot find anyone to date. The problem is finding someone whose presence would make our already good life better. Our grandmothers needed husbands. Our mothers prioritized husbands. We are the first generation of women who can genuinely ask, but do I actually like this man enough to build a life around him?
So your retarded ass is trying to say no woman from the past actually liked their man. Shut the fuck up. You know how stupid that is? Thousands of years, no wife ever liked their husband. That's the narrative you got to go with to justify your pathetic life. Think about how stupid that is. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some that didn't like their husbands, but think about how stupid that is, everybody. Think about the extreme notions they got to roll with to justify their patheticness. Guess what? Guess what? You want to get brutal? Let's get brutal. Those guys you let stretch your insides out, you liked them. They didn't like you. You've been giving your body up to some men since you were 15. You definitely liked them. And it ain't had shit to do with career or if you could afford your own job. It ain't had nothing to do with that. She don't want us to think that deep into it. Maybe this conversation would be valid if you were a virgin, but you're not.
Not find anyone to date. The problem is finding someone whose presence would make our already good life better. Our grandmothers needed husbands. Our mothers prioritized husbands. We are the first generation of women who can genuinely ask, but do I actually like this man enough to build a life around him? And apparently, that question has resulted in a bit of a staffing shortage. Women didn't suddenly become impossible to please. We didn't suddenly become these
Well, you've always been impossible to please. You just didn't leave before because you didn't have any choice. The fuck are you talking about?
Our mothers prioritized husbands. We are the first generation of women who can genuinely ask, but do I actually like this man enough to build a life around him? And apparently, that question has resulted in a bit of a staffing shortage. Women didn't suddenly become impossible to please. We didn't suddenly become these impenetrable fortresses. In fact, we did the opposite. We removed a barrier of entry and we became harder to impress because partnership is no longer required for survival. So what happens to heterosexual relationships when women no longer need men to survive, yet still want partnership? We're all fucking single. According to research, in 1975, the median American woman married for the first time at 21 years old. And in 2025, it was 28 years old. That is a massive cultural shift in one generation, in 50 years. And so when I first read this, I was like, okay, putting it into perspective, so much actually has to change for the average age of all the women in America to increase by 7 years. But then I was like, well, is that just the incline, the trajectory? Does it just increase, 7 years every 50 years? So I looked into it. And turns out in 1925, 50 years earlier, the median American woman married for the first time at 21 years old. So there was no increase in the median age for 100 fucking years until now. And unfortunately, regardless of all of this changing, people's expectations have not. Marriage has obviously always included love and affection and attention, connection, companionship, all of those things. But for women, for so much of history, it was also deeply connected to economic stability, financial security, social status, and survival, continuation of the lineage, of the bloodline.
And that's what it should be about. All this fairy tale shit didn't come about until a certain point when they was trying to sell you fucking Valentine's Day cards and fucking engagement rings, you fucking dingbat. Relationships are not about you feeling butterflies and feeling love feelings and dopamine hits every day. It's about everything you just named: lineage, commitment, structure, discipline, family. Yeah, you're a bunch of selfish cunts who want to feel airy fairy all day, and that's why society is crumbling. Cause y'all dumb as fuck, and men should control you. Cause most of y'all dumb as fuck. 80% of y'all dumb as. I ain't even gonna say. Look, you're dumb as fuck. How about let's just stick to that. I'm not saying that to be hateful. And I don't got a personal problem with you. I don't know you personally, and I get it. I love you as a child of God, but you need guidance. You need to go find a motherfucker. I don't care. 5'9" guy that work at Lowe's to reel this ridiculousness in. You running out of time. This is sad. You're not a good person. What's making her think she would even make a good partner to this ideal man she talking about?
This bitch is gone. She's looking for a unicorn now. This bitch is looking for a unicorn. Let her
Quackhead
go and let her go
is
look
fucking
for it. And
hilarious.
she gonna end up that old bitch working in a mall or some shit, bitter and angry every Valentine's Day and and Christmas because everybody asking how come she ain't got no man and she is done, man. You know what you do? You treat her just like all those dudes who pumped and dumped her before, because they didn't settle for her. You do not acknowledge you don't deal with that. You fuck her. She'd make a good brothel employee.
Don't do quack. It can make you say stupid things and leave you completely delusional. Quack ruins millions of lives every year. This is your brain on quack. Once you go quack, you can't go back. Remember, kids, quack is whack. Seriously, y'all, don't do quack. I'm really not ducking around.
Clearly, she's a quackhead. But let's see what let's see what else she talking about. Yeah, shout out to Lauren for that quackhead.
Deeply connected to economic stability, financial security, social status, and survival. Continuation of the lineage, of the bloodline, someone to carry on their father's last name. And women had fewer ways to independently build a life that they wanted. There were fewer career opportunities. It was so much harder to be financially independent. There was also the stigma and the judgment amongst the townspeople. You were considered a harlot or an old maid if you weren't married by fucking 13 years old. There was a lot.
They have to speak in extremes to not seem as ridiculous as they are. I'm just gonna tell you the argument she making before she even finish. Let's break it down in numbers. The argument she making. Let's just do this. So back in the day, people got. Let's just do 20 to 30. Let's do 20 to 35. Exclude married. Let's just go white. Average height 5'9" and below. But let's just fuck it. We'll do 5'9". Exclude obese. Let's do this. Any height. 50, any height, any wage. Don't exclude obese. Right. So basically, back in the days when women needed men, they had to settle for, 36.3, Mr. 36.3, right? This is what women had to settle for in the 30s and shit, right? Mr. 36.3. But now that we make our own money, we don't have to settle for 36, Mr. 36.3. Now that we make our own money, we can hold out for Mr. 0.01. We'll all hold out for Mr. 0.01, who's tall, dark, handsome, charismatic, emotionally intelligent, like the Notebook, and's gonna put up with all my shit. Now we'll just 50% of women will just hold out for him. Yeah, that makes mathematical sense. The fuck out of here. That's her whole argument. We don't gotta settle for regular men anymore. We can hold out for literally Clark Kent. It's never gonna happen, retard. So die alone, I guess. And I guess, hey, if we gotta settle and let society crumble until humanity ends, then so be it. It's either Superman or end of society. Oh well. Fuck out of here. We all get Superman, or just let society fall. Nan boo boo. Fucking retards, man.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiot. Shut the fuck up. I hope you hear me say tell shut the fuck because you sound fucking stupid. And dingbats. Don't be mad at them. Just realize how they're fucking dingbats. When she is she so fucking great? So is she such a great potential wife and all this shit? Who was she fucking when she was 22 and 23? Was she fucking the nice guys? The nice guys who don't have any kids and no this who was she fucking? I tell you who she was fucking. She was fucking a guy who didn't give a fuck. That's who she was fucking back then. See, she's not gonna. She's not gonna touch on all that. We gonna leave that. We gonna leave that quiet. We put that over there somewhere. Then we can focus on these evil men's now. We gonna leave that out. Now, like I said in older videos, right? Since she was fucking those guys back then, talking like William Shatner, she was fucking those guys back then. Her pussy is literally calibrated for that type of guy. So even if she gets the nice guy, her pussy is not calibrated for that shit. She's been fucked hard, rough, 6 ways from Sunday, dude. By complete asshole motherfuckers that kicked her out the next morning. Alright? I remember I fucked the bitch rough here one time. This is before I met my girl. And I fucked her rough here. And walked her out to her fucking Uber. Her makeup was all white because I was spitting on the bitch face and licking her face and like just spitting in her mouth, spitting all over her. So her makeup was all gone. You mean to tell me she can go back to vanilla sex with a nice guy who's nice and brought me flowers? You think she's really happy with that shit? Be honest with yourself. Fuck out of here, man. See, because she knows she can pull this shit on that weak punk ass American bitch-made feminist crowd. She can pull that shit on them motherfuckers. She can't pull that on me. I already know what that is.
More pressure back then. You were considered a harlot or an old maid if you weren't married by fucking 13 years old. There was a lot more pressure back then to get married because without a husband, without someone who could earn the money, you were left for the streets. If you wanted a comfortable life, there really weren't any other options other than to rely on a man and get married. The question was hardly ever, is this the greatest man I've ever met? And most of the time it was, can I build a stable life with this man? Or can he build a stable life that I can tack onto? And those are two very different auditions. They're very different boxes that they need to check off. Because when you need marriage to access the life you want, good enough sometimes actually can be good enough. But when you've already built the apartment, the career, the life, the friendships.
You've been failing with men since you was 15 years old, bitch. You think I don't know that? Long before you even had a real job. You was working at fucking Pizza Hut. And then you was working at the call center. Like what about those 10 years? What about from 18 to 28 before you had a career and all that? You've been failing with men your whole fucking life, long before you got a career or your own apartment. You think I forgot about that? Like they really be thinking they pulling the wool over somebody's eyes.
Boxes that they need to check off. Because when you need marriage to access the life you want, good enough sometimes actually can be good enough. But when you've already built the apartment, the career, the life, the friendships, the vacations, now you're evaluating your partner almost entirely on who he is. And suddenly, it matters a bit more if you're a Chad with no personality. And I think that the biggest
Just told on herself. Just told on herself, everybody. Yeah, that's how you've been fucking since 15. Chads with no personality. But guess what? You don't have a fucking personality. Do you know we can hear and see you? You shouldn't have your own podcast. You think you got a personality? The cognitive dissonance is ridiculous. Bars.
the apartment, the career, the life, the friendships, the vacations. Now, you're evaluating your partner almost entirely on who he is. And suddenly, it matters a bit more if you're a Chad with no personality. And I think that the biggest shift of them all is that men are no longer competing with other men. A lot of the dating advice out there directed towards men still frames the competition incorrectly. Other guys are trying to get her. If you don't, someone else will. Like, okay, duh, yes, obviously.
But you're competing against me. You got to make my life better than I can make my own life. That's the dingbat shit she's about to say, everybody, if you couldn't telegraph it. Or that's probably the wrong word, but y'all know what I mean. You're competing with my own piece. Stupid fucking cope. Guess what? The Chad with a personality would never pick you. Can you dive in on that? The Chad with the personality already married, and if he is the Chad with the personality is already married, and if he isn't married, he wouldn't pick your ass. Can you mentally massage that out loud on the podcast?
Other men. A lot of the dating advice out there directed towards men still frames the competition incorrectly. Other guys are trying to get her. If you don't, someone else will. Like, okay, duh, yes, obviously. But increasingly, you are not competing against another guy. You are competing against her peace, her solitude, her Sunday mornings, her career goals, her friends, who probably send her flowers a lot more than you do, her ability to travel whenever she wants.
Keep doing it by yourself. You just was talking at the beginning of the podcast how ain't nobody checking for you. You ain't got nobody on your line. Nobody's looking to compete with your wonderful single life. Stay single, bitch. Nobody's gonna stop you from dying alone. Knock yourself out.
Her clean bathroom, her king size bed, her ability to eat sushi on her couch without someone breathing next to her while watching whatever show she wants to watch. That's what you're competing with. So the question women today are asking is not, are you better than other men? It's, is having you in my life better than having you not in my life? And I think that is the question that far too many men have not quite caught on to yet. Enter the male loneliness epidemic. Now, I do not want to spend too much time on this because today's not about them, but I do think this is worth double clicking into.
And women can't be lonely, right? Only men could be lonely. If there's a men loneliness epidemic, that means some of you bitches are lonely too, right? Right, no, no. According to you, women can't be lonely. You would never date the men who are facing the male loneliness epidemic. The type of men you've been fucking, the type of men you've been fucking haven't had a lonely minute. So now you're about to shit on men you would have never dated anyway, saying they need to step it up so there's no male loneliness epidemic. Trust me, Chad is not going through a loneliness epidemic. He still got goofy bitches like you bouncing on his pogo stick every night. Younger, of course, but you get the point.
My life. And I think that is the question that far too many men have not quite caught on to yet. Enter the male loneliness epidemic. Now, I do not want to spend too much time on this because today's not about them, but I do think this is worth double clicking into, if you will. Women gaining independence didn't just change women's lives. It fundamentally changed what men need to bring into a relationship. For so long, men were socialized to be the providers, get a job.
You still don't want to pay bills. How much you want to bet her standard is a man got to be a provider? So your money doesn't matter. You don't want most of it to count. Oh my goodness, man. You can't make it up.
Is not about them, but I do think this is worth double clicking into, if you will. Women gaining independence didn't just change women's lives. It fundamentally changed what men need to bring into a relationship. For so long, men were socialized to be the providers, get a job, provide for the family, protect the family, put a roof over their heads. But what happens when a woman can put a roof over her own head? The role does not disappear.
She stay single for the rest of her fucking life. That's what happened when a woman put a roof over her own head. Because women only do that when they finally accept defeat. Like, I ain't shit. I probably ain't never gonna find a halfway decent man. Guess I gotta buy my own house. So that's what happened when women put a that's what happened when women put a roof over their own head. They die alone. I would love to see a statistic on that. What are the chances of a woman staying single the rest of her life after she literally buy her own house by herself?
Bring into a relationship. For so long, men were socialized to be the providers, get a job, provide for the family, protect the family, put a roof over their heads. But what happens when a woman can put a roof over her own head? The role does not disappear, but the job description definitely changes. Did you know 3 out of 4 US homes have toxic chemicals?
What a shocking pose. I can't believe a woman like you would pose like that for her podcast picture. It's almost like, never mind.
In their tap water. Even though contaminated water looks clear, it could put you at risk for devastating health concerns, including fatigue, hormone disruption, cognitive decline, even cancer. Surprisingly, standard fridge and pitcher filters do little to remove most contaminants, and bottled water contains microplastics. So what's the solution? Introducing AquaTrue, the countertop water purifier tested and certified to remove 84 contaminants, including chlorine, lead, forever chemicals, and microplastics. Its patented 4-stage reverse osmosis system goes way beyond ordinary filters for pure, healthy water you can trust. No plumbing, no installation. AquaTrue has been featured in Business Insider, Popular Science, and named Best Countertop Water Filter by Good Housekeeping. Join 98% of customers who say their drinking water is cleaner, safer, and healthier. Head to aquatrue.com now and get 20% off your purifier using code TOOMUCH. TOOMUCH. AquaTrue even comes with a 30-day best tasting water guarantee or your money back. Take the guesswork out of pure, great tasting water with this exclusive podcast-only offer now at aquatrue.com. AQUATRU.com using promo code TOOMUCH. Fun fact about me, I have terrible allergies, but the annoying part is they're almost entirely environmental. So I can be perfectly fine and then suddenly I am sneezing, congested, my eyes are itchy, and I'm like, okay, what invisible DOCTORPRO.com using promo code TOOMUCH. And I think there is an argument that women adapted to their new freedom much faster than men adapted to the fact that women need something different from them now. Women no longer need men economically at the same level they did in the past. But many men were never taught how to become necessary emotionally. They weren't necessarily raised to build deep friendships, be emotionally available.
That's not really what men are for. And it's never what we're going to be for. It's not my job to jump on your emotional roller coaster, bitch. It's my job to manage your ridiculousness, not to be in tuned as a emotional partner. Men are better than you emotionally. I'm tired of this myth about women are emotionally intelligent. No, the fuck they're not. I'm tired of women speaking like they're on some type of moral high ground. They're not. They're not even mentally and emotionally stable. I mean, a lot of men aren't either, but more men are than women. I'll put it like that. Women aren't even fucking sane. Just never mind. Let's continue.
But many men were never taught how to become necessary emotionally. They weren't necessarily raised to build deep friendships, be emotionally available, communicate their feelings. be vulnerable, maintain emotional support systems, or just develop relationship skills that we as women are constantly prioritizing. So you end up with this bizarre disconnect.
Women are horrible relationship partners. Why do they believe they're good partners to men? Women are terrible partners to men as a gender. Women are not good romantic partners to men. Period. On average, at all. Men are way better romantic partners to women than women are to men. Easily, by far. This is fucking absurd.
Be vulnerable, maintain emotional support systems, or just develop relationship skills that we as women are constantly prioritizing. So you end up with this bizarre disconnect. Women saying, I can't find a man who can meet me emotionally, and men saying, I'm fucking lonely. So yeah, those might not be two separate problems, but they might be two symptoms of the same cultural transition. And this is for our generation specifically, because we basically spent the previous generations raising boys telling them, don't cry, don't be needy, don't talk about your feelings, toughen up, rub some dirt in it. And then they became adults. And the women that they are trying to partner up with went, okay, actually, we want you to be emotionally available, have a high EQ, and talk about your feelings with me. And some of these men, I think, went, bitch, when was I supposed to learn how to do that? And if you
So nothing is wrong with you? This is why you single, goofball. You a grown ass woman who refused to take any accountability for failing for 17 years on the dating market. That's a part. You don't think that's a part of the reason why you're still single? You don't deserve love if you can't take accountability for ever doing anything wrong. That's just my humble opinion. What you just even if you found it, even if you found the love of your life, it probably wouldn't work out. You're not healed enough for a relationship anyway.
and the women that they are trying to partner up with went, okay, actually, we want you to be emotionally available, have a high EQ, and talk about your feelings with me. And some of these men, I think, went, bitch, when was I supposed to learn how to do that? And if you have learned what I've learned in the past is it's really hard to teach old dogs new tricks. So we put ourselves in a bit of a pickle. Again, with this generation specifically, because the kids who are growing up now are gonna be fine because their parents are in therapy. There's, talking about big feelings and all these things. And boys and girls are learning to be really emotionally vulnerable. So they're not gonna deal with this the way that we are. This is truly the first and only generation that is dealing with a specific problem. Our parents raised men to provide financially. And then out comes this generation of women who can do it themselves. Yet nobody updated the curriculum. But enough about them. Like I said, not about them today. Because let's be honest, whether a man is in the middle of a loneliness epidemic or not, he still does not have every single person he comes into contact with asking whether or not he's popping his eggs into a freezer until someone says, I love you. I always heard about this stigma of relatives berating you at every holiday, every event, all the things, asking when you're going to settle down, if you and so are going to get married. And I thought it was a myth, or maybe I thought I was never going to enter that phase of my life, or maybe I thought I was going to be married by 26 years old and I just wouldn't have it happen to me. But when Mr. Right Then and I broke up, I very much realized this is a real thing. And it happens every time I'm in a crowded room. They ask if you're dating someone. They're asking if it's serious. They're asking if he's the one. They're asking when you're gonna have kids, when you're gonna get married. All like, it's unbelievable how many people are so tone deaf to what we are going through to ask these stupid fucking questions. I thought my life was going in one direction, and then it took a hard left and drove off a cliff. And the thing is that I was fine with it. I wasn't worried. I wasn't like, oh my God, I thought I was gonna get married and now I'm not. My life is over. That didn't even enter my mind. I was like, opportunity, new life, new chapter, new plot, like great.
Yep, quick catchphrases. Yep, new life, new me. Rather settle for Samantha than settle for less. They love little cute catchphrases because it's another way to hide and not take accountability for ever doing anything wrong and make shit sound cute and caption it with a cute pic while you're holding a wine glass so it don't seem like you as pathetic as you are. They love those fucking quick catchphrases.
Where is she getting this idea that she'd even make a good partner? You would literally be better off betting that bacteria would survive a good douse of Lysol than finding her a man. That's fucked up. But that's the mathematical reality. When women end up like this, it should get to a point where government should just appoint them a man to marry. They just have to do it, or just be alone. They should not be legally allowed to make decisions in dating on their own at this point. What is wrong with you? Something's got to be broken in you. And it's so deep, she probably don't even know what it is. Something is wrong with you. This is not cute. This is no, but see, every woman has a running movie script in her head that she's the leader of shit. She's the main character, and then she just waiting for her prince to come along. And women end up 50, 60, 70 years old. Some of them are that mentally fucked up to where they can keep selling themselves this dream. This is sad. This is sad. She can't keep a man. I guarantee you, this woman is hell to be around because she's strong. She's independent. She's got feminism pulsing through her veins because she's a cold-blooded woman in the workforce. No man wants that shit. The men who want it are the beta soy boys sitting with you drinking chocolate mocha lattes at Starbucks. You know, those men that you don't want to fuck. The men who you just sit around and go time with so you don't have to go home and sit around and think why the men you want don't want you anymore. It's not the man who's gonna fuck you like you're a piece of fucking trash and you and spit on you, because that's what these women really want. Those men don't want you. I mean, they may take you for a night or two, but they don't want to. They ain't trying to sit up with you. Guys who want women who end up in these boats are those soy boy softies.
See you, Lauren. Have a good night. Queen of the stream is leaving the building. Soy boy softies. This woman is sad, man. I wonder if she's gonna take any accountability in this video whatsoever. This shit is sick.
I was fine with it. But I noticed that it made everyone else around me really uncomfortable. When you're 25 and you get out of a relationship or you're single, it's fine. You feel young. You know how much time is ahead of you. You are like just passing a quarter of your life, hopefully. And you hardly have any friends that are getting married or having kids. And if they are, they're like fucking child brides. But something about getting to your 30s, it is like every single event or holiday you attend feels like census data collection. And every time you go on Instagram, everything you see is baby, bought a house, got married.
Well, why they winning and you not? If men are so horrible, why are all these women on your Instagram feed getting married and having kids? Maybe you're just a loser and it ain't men. I know that runs through your mind.
Whatever, second marriage, like having your second kid, third kid. I have friends right now that are on their third kid. And as a 32-year-old single woman, it is almost impossible to not ask myself, am I actually choosing this? Or is nobody choosing me?
Okay, thank you. Finally, we having a real moment. Thank you. Okay, halfway through. It took her halfway. I'll give her credit because that's some growth. Look, that's some self-awareness there. But let me guess, she gonna bounce it back. Can't be me.
Being capable of being alone does not mean that you don't want a partner. You can desperately want a relationship without desperately accepting whoever offers it first. The expectations feel like they have just become insurmountable. I talk about this all the time. I am good being alone. I'm fine being alone. It doesn't mean that I don't want.
You just saying anything now, ho.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But niggas fire out you, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
No, you don't get any of that, you dirty whore.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
rolling.
This is not, doesn't even make sense.
What you mean to say is all the niggas you up with ain't
Being alone does not mean that you don't want a partner. You can desperately want a relationship without desperately accepting whoever offers it first. The expectations feel like they have just become insurmountable. I talk about this all the time. I am good being alone. I'm fine being alone. It doesn't mean that I don't want a partner. It doesn't mean that I don't want marriage. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that I value my independence and I value building a life for myself. But it's created this problem, or society would like to say that it's created this problem, because women evolved faster than dating culture, than the standards and norms set by society. It's like
Men are never gonna want this shit. Well, let me clear that up. Look, women are never gonna be jumping for joy for 5'2" guys. Men are never gonna be jumping for joy for boss babes who got ran through by a bunch of different dicks. It ain't gonna ever change until AI take over, until the aliens blow us up, or some other shit. It's never gonna change. Women are never gonna like weak men who can't fight and can't pay for shit. Men are never gonna like ran through hoes or boss babes. It's never gonna change. It's never gonna evolve.
for myself. But it's created this problem, or society would like to say that it's created this problem, because women evolved faster than dating culture, than the standards and norms set by society. It's like we all woke up one day and we were like, fuck this. Women entered the workforce. We became breadwinners.
Y'all ain't breadwinner. See, no, you talking about a different group of women now. Women who could keep a man. That's not you. And I'm positive. Look, women don't want to work. By the time women get 40, 45, they're like, okay, can I be a traditional trad wife now? Look, I'll suck your dick and shut up. Can you please just pay all the bills? Women are not biologically made to work and bust their ass until they're 65 to go 50-50 on bills. You don't want to do it. If you hook up every boss babe to a lie detector test and put the chrome to their dome at 45 years old, do you really want to work hard for the next 25 years to make it no, the answer is no.
Faster than dating culture, than the standards and norms set by society. It's like we all woke up one day and we were like, fuck this. Women entered the workforce. We became breadwinners. We became bosses, homeowners. We learned how to support ourselves. And this is why the bare minimum has become unacceptable. Providing is not enough anymore because she can provide for herself. Having an apartment is not enough anymore. She has one. Having money isn't enough. She has money.
Right now you have to be a super sexy supermodel, who's damn near perfect in every way, or men aren't good enough for us. Close to perfection. Look, close to perfection just won't do anymore because we can pay our own bills. So now we need perfection. Just being tall and handsome and a provider won't do anymore. Now you got to have a 12-inch long, be a rocket scientist, donate to charity, feed the homeless on the weekends. Like it's such a joke. Oh, and after becoming all that, guess what your prize is? A piece of crap woman who been ran through and she mentally ill and clearly jaded and bitter. That's your prize for being Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, that's your prize for being the leader of the Fantastic Four.
Having an apartment is not enough anymore. She has one. Having money isn't enough. She has money. Taking her somewhere nice isn't necessarily impressive. She's been there before. So what's left? Character. Because I don't need you to give me a life. I need you to be someone that is worth sharing mine. And this is going to piss every single man off in the comment section. I can already feel it. But women today are not asking, what can you provide for me? We are asking, what can you provide that I can't already provide for myself? And the answer is just an emotional partnership. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't grapple.
Well, just go les. You can get an emotional partnership with your girlfriends. Or do you got any single girlfriends? Buy a house with her, and she'll be she'll be perfectly emotionally available and intelligent because she's a broad like you. So I'm swear, women like this just need to go les. Keep getting pumped and dumped by Chad and go les for your emotional needs, since that's all you need a man for anyway. No, you need a man to guide your ridiculous life and manage your mental illnesses and your emotional instability. You need a man. I don't care what kind of job you got. You need a man. You are a sick, unstable, mentally ill woman who desperately needs a man to manage her life. I don't know why y'all think money fix everything. It don't fix being a broken human.
Asking, what can you provide for me? We are asking, what can you provide that I can't already provide for myself? And the answer is just an emotional partnership. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't grapple with this. And, like I said before, this, am I choosing this or is nobody choosing me? I have wondered if my standards are too high. I have thought, am I asking for too much? And if I wasn't asking for so much, would I be married, whatever, by now? But it's like, I hate that fucking question. I don't agree with any of that. I think every fiber in my being is like, absolutely fucking not. Because we can provide for ourselves, because we could do all of these things, like we deserve to ask for someone to meet us there. If not, surpass it. Emotionally, financially, mentally, all the things.
But but that proves why you're mentally ill, because that's literally 0.001% of men, and you're competing with every other woman in the world. Are you the best woman in the world? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's absurd. That's absurd. Why would he pick you? He exists. Why would he pick you? You don't deserve anything. You deserve a kick in the caboose and a sprinkler system to the face, if you know what I mean. Or a sprinkler system to the face first, and then a kick in the caboose.
Deserve to ask for someone to meet us there. If not, surpass it. Emotionally, financially, mentally, all the things. And physically, be as hot as me. It's not asking for too much. And I think as long as you are comfortable in this state of being independent and single at a later stage in your life, then why settle? We are allowed to have standards. And standards are not the same thing as perfectionism. Financial independence gives us the privilege of choice. But that does come with its own trap, because once you don't need anyone, you start convincing yourself that anyone who even slightly inconveniences you is not right for you. But the truth is, relationships are inconvenient. Compromise is inconvenient. Intimacy is inconvenient. Nothing worth having is convenient. So there is a difference between refusing to settle and refusing to tolerate a human being just being a human being. So, like, yes, have high standards, but, this is a whole different episode and a whole different topic, but, like, we need to give and take somewhere. We all have flaws, whatever. But I think the challenge we all face as single women who are more mature, again, I don't want to put an age on it because I don't want to say older, and it's like, you can also be single in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s or your 30s. It's more just single when maybe we didn't think we were going to be single, or single when all of our friends aren't single. The challenge we are faced with is, how do we explain this to people who don't get it? How do we explain it to our parents? How do we explain it to people who aren't in the same position that we are in? And my answer is that you don't. You don't need to explain it to anyone, and you shouldn't. Instead, when it comes to our parents and older generations, I think it's more about having empathy for people who never had the privilege to choose themselves over choosing a lifetime with someone who could only support them in one way. That's got to be really shitty. I think a lot of people in the older generations, or even just people who are already married and are older, because I think this also is applicable to, women in their 40s, 50s who are not millennials. Maybe they're Gen X, maybe they're boomers who are single, but they held out long enough to live in a time where they could choose themselves and not choose a man for financial security. And their peers, the people who maybe 30 years prior chose a partner because of financial stability, they didn't have that opportunity, so they don't get it. But what 2026 has offered us is financial freedom, is more independence, even the opportunity to freeze our eggs and to have kids later. Like, science has gotten better. And people who are not adults and single in this exact time period just don't get it. They can't relate. And maybe this is the uncomfortable part of women's independence that nobody talks about. When you remove necessity from marriage, all you are left with is desire. And desire is selective. If I don't need you financially, socially, or logistically, I am able to ask the most dangerous question of them all. Do I actually want you? Not your salary, not the wedding, not the Instagram posts, not the validation of being chosen. Do I want you? And maybe that's why we're getting married later. Because for the first time, he'll do doesn't actually have to do. As you know, I've been sober curious lately, which you would think means I've suddenly become incredible at drinking water. Like, alcohol's out, hydration is in, I'm thriving. No, apparently I am just as capable of forgetting to drink water sober. So I've actually had to make hydration something I consciously stay on top of, especially because now when I do decide to have a few drinks, the hangovers hit me like I personally offended my liver by unique experience. And I know that we all are facing.
I can't do it anymore. So I'm gonna get off here. I'll catch y'all on the flippity flip. Remember how others treat you as their karma, how you treat others as your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play AO on the internet, and I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. Make sure to keep your blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol down to keep the Reaper from coming around. Make sure you get your yearly checkup so you can get that blood work. And Satan don't catch up. RB Sensei, out.